So my body responds oddly to different types of stress. And right now I'm not getting much sleep because of my work schedule. So last night I was sleeping and I was dreaming, taking a piss, and then I was like, wait a minute, I'm sleeping. And I woke up like, oh my god. Dry. Maybe I'll put that on a resume. 31 years old and does not pee the bed. But usually when my body is just sleep deprived, I just kind of have weird dreams. But when I'm super stressed, if I'm super stressed with work, or if I've got something on my mind and I'm having a tough time dealing with it, during the day I've figured out how to care less about any kind of problem. Be like, well, I'll eventually take care of it. It can't stick around forever. So usually when that happens, the dreams that I have are like, oh yeah, me and one of my friends were running from these dudes that were like the mafia or something, and we hid under this car, and then somebody stuck a shotgun under the car and blew my buddy's face off. Stuff like that. Or went home to my parents and my sister was there. When I was sleeping, I dreamt that I killed her by smashing her head with a shovel. My sister's one of my best friends, so I would never do anything like that, but it's just like, dreams are just so insane. One of the reasons why my body is so stressed is because last weekend I went with a bunch of buddies to a bachelor party and spent a weekend up in Wisconsin, and did normal bachelor party things, and stayed up late and killed some brain cells. And then I followed that by staying up late consecutive other nights and waking up at 3 a.m. to work, and then staying up again late to complete things for a different job, then having to wake up early again. So it's just been this vicious cycle. But thanks, dude. Everybody's so excited to see this bike. I've never been one to draw attention to myself, but it's fun to have everybody just be positive. People go out of their way to tell you how nice things are. It's a good feeling. But anyway, one of the guys I roomed with in college, he's getting married, so we went up to the Wisconsin Dells for a bachelor party. And Wisconsin Dells is a pretty big tourist trap, so there's like a ton of stuff to do. We did a jet boat tour of Lake Wisconsin, and we did like zip lining, stuff like that. And it was like super fun. I've never really wanted to do zip lining, but after going, I would totally do it again. It was a blast. Just the group of guys that we were with probably made everything exponentially better, just by goofing around and having fun. But like, the tour guides were good, and the zip lining was, when you did it, it was actually fun. They made you do stuff like, okay, you strap in, then you get here at the edge and you have to like trust fall out of it, or like this one you have to try and jump as far out as you can and just let trust that the harness is going to catch you, or go upside down, or do a front flip, or something. It was really cool. But anyway, the guy who planned it, I also roomed with in college, and he's one of those guys that is just, he hasn't stopped being a college kid yet. He's got a job, so he has like money to fund his goofing around and his partying, but he just hasn't stopped being social. He hasn't stopped the social aspect of college, and just meeting 20 new people every weekend and staying in touch with all of them. But this guy he's my age, so he's not super young, but he's relatively young. So this dude has always just kind of been like, oh, you know what, I'm never gonna have kids. I don't like being around them. I don't like having to deal with them. It just seemed to be an inconvenience. And I thought, okay, that, I get it, but maybe he'll grow out of it. Maybe he'll marry some girl and decide that they want to have kids, and and then things will change. But I talked to him at the bachelor party, and he's like, so, I said I never wanted kids. Yeah. He's like, I totally got a vasectomy. Like, no, you didn't. He's one of those guys that'll set you up to believe something. There is no way that a doctor would let a young guy get a vasectomy. I had to turn to another buddy like, okay, so did he? And he totally did. So apparently what happened is the girl that the first roommate is getting married to is a nurse in the ER, and like basically put in a good word for this guy. So I went in there, and he goes, I'm in the stirrups, and I'm texting that girl like, oh yeah, I'm here getting a procedure done. She's like, oh, who's your doctor? And he's like, sneaking a picture. So then later he's telling me, I was like, so were there any side effects? You know, I was like, was there any swelling? It started as a joke, but he's like, oh dude, there was a ton of swelling. In his words, he said it was like a bloated black grapefruit. Like, all right, that might be a little too much. Later on in the night, he surprised me with it. He's like, oh yeah, you were asking about it? Check this pic out. And he like jammed his phone in front of my face. So it's this dude's swollen nuts and dick. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, this is the longest light in America. Might run out of gas just sitting here. Oh, here we go. It was fun getting together with a bunch of guys that you know are just automatic. Witty banter between you and them, and the whole group just back and forth non-stop was just one just huge built upon dick joke. Whatever it may be. You know, getting together, cooking a huge breakfast, and going out on the lake, getting on the pontoon boat, drinking way too much. Does this guy really have an AC unit in the side of his van? Uncle Rico. Your mind gets sharp when you're constantly interacting with people, constantly having to like dynamically, quick-wittedly respond to anybody and everybody. So the reason why I came down here today was because Captain Brunch Racer was over at my house, and he left his GoPro mic adapter, and now that I'm pulling up to meet him, I'm sort of noticing that I forgot it. So I'm going to pretend like he's going to have to come back to my house to show him some video editing tricks. But really, I'm a dumbass and forgot it. I was thinking about it all day. Whoa, don't forget it. Better not forget it. You're going to have to take it to him. Don't forget that. Totally forgot it. Have you taken the rider safety course? I'm like, yes, I have.
You know, like a liar.
They're like, cool, we'll mark that down. We'll get you that big old discount. All right, sweet. Something that I try to do with these vlogs is I try and never ride the same roads twice, and it's nice because I get to explore places where I've never been before. Like right now, I had no idea this little lake was here. There's all these houses on a little lake. No idea. Looks like there might even be a lake on that side somewhere too. Something back there. Golf course. Ritzy. Schmoozy. Swanky. Synonyms.